What's up, everybody? Welcome to another ATG. Today we're going to be doing a Venom review, and joining me is...
I'm Adam.
He is. Today, like I said, we're going to be talking about Venom Island. This has recently launched, part 1's out, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
Did you like it? You seemed a bit, after your read, you seemed a bit...
Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Venom anymore. I feel like Venom's kind of been a bit overkill.
I disagree, but we're actually going to be doing another video on that, because we just had that debate yesterday. Venom Island, I think it is cool, and I think it's... or it seems out, at least with the first issue, that it's going back to less of the crazy stuff and it's going to narrow in on the character more.
Well, I just feel like he has direction, which is good.
Yeah.
But I just don't necessarily agree with the direction. But then again, the fallout from Absolute Carnage is going to be interesting. It's given the character a few more layers. So...
Well, it goes right into that, right at the beginning.
Literally, yeah.
So spoilers if you haven't read Venom Island yet. But Carnage plays a big part of that because essentially Carnage takes over right at a point where he's really becoming like a hero character. Almost like to the fans, I think. Like he's not there yet. He's not a hero. And even to himself, Eddie Brock was like debating that himself.
Yeah. So one of the things that really stood out for me was the Avengers made an appearance and in this comic, and Venom has never been an Avenger as far as I'm aware. I like the Venom artist, but I unfortunately this is the first time I've seen him attempt the Avengers, and the Avengers are obviously like, you know, I guess every Marvel
iconic
artist,
yeah,
every Marvel artist dreams of drawing the Avengers, and perhaps the occasion got to him because I wasn't pleased with them. They looked kind of like they were like the ugly Avengers.
Some of them, I find some of them were a lot better than others. Like Thor looked good. But anyways, we digress.
You know what it looked like?
We don't digress.
It looked like when you're abroad on holiday, and you go to like a counterfeit store, and you have the counterfeit toys on the shelf.
I know what you mean.
And they're kind of Avengers, but they're not really officially Avengers. They kind of just look a little bit like the Avengers. Is that too mean?
It's might be mean, but it's somewhat accurate. But I honestly like all the rest of the artwork is amazing. Just that moment to me as well was kind of like I think it's like the iconic factor. But yeah, no, moving on. I think this is gonna be a really cool series because, like I said before, like I think it's going back to the basics instead of relying on. I loved the Knull stuff. I didn't love Absolute Carnage, but I loved the Knull stuff, and I think that it's really cool, but I like how they're going back to basics a bit with Venom Island, or it seems that way anyways. He's kind of stripped of his symbiote by the end of it, or it seems that way, and Carnage is kind of loose on the island as well. Or the symbiote Carnage anyway.
So he goes back to the same island that he kind of lived on for a while after he thought he killed Spider-Man. So the original Venom continuity. The original Venom continuity.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Has him stalking Spider-Man and his family and causing him hell. So Peter Parker fakes his death and then...
Well, he had him on the island, I think, right? Because that's what it was leading. That's what it sounded like when I was reading the comic.
I believe so, yeah. And then he just stayed there.
Yeah, exactly. He stayed there.
And then in the future, for whatever reason, I can't remember why, but Spider-Man needed Venom's help. So
Carnage.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was Carnage.
Yeah, so he went back. I think that this is a bold move. I think it's going to be an interesting way because just to develop on the story a little bit more, Carnage at the end of
Absolute Carnage.
I keep going to say Maximum Carnage.
That one really was a huge fan favorite.
You played the video game?
I did not play the video game.
Oh my, the video game is so good. So off the back of Absolute Carnage, we have this pretty big reveal that Knull, the god,
Yeah.
is now being drawn to Earth. Venom basically had to make or Eddie Brock had to make the choice between saving his son and destroying the world.
Yeah.
And he chose to save his son. And
fits his character very nicely.
Yeah, it does, or at least is the
Exactly.
The new Eddie Brock. There's not really been too much explained about this god of the symbiotes. You actually know a lot more about it than me. Earlier when we were chatting.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been around since the dawn of time. Essentially, the vast space was his home. Blackness was his home. Darkness was his home. And then the Celestials came and started creating stuff. He actually kills the Celestial first, and then within the head of the Celestial, he forges the blade.
Decent.
There you go. That's how it happens. And so he wreaks all havoc, and then eventually what happens is that he stays in the darkness, but he sends out symbiotes to take over races.
Right.
Because he wants to kind of conquer everything and turn everything, you know? As you find out in the first issue of the new Venom run, they become the symbiotes begin to get empathy, essentially. They gain emotion, whereas before they were kind of just his pawns, a piece of...
So from experiencing each planet, they gain emotion, or...?
Experiencing each... Because they go and they take over people, right?
Right.
So, people equivalent, whatever the race is.
Yeah,
exactly. So they end up, like, over time, same way Venom, being with Eddie for so long and all them, has developed those feelings.
No more brain eating anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is what you miss. But
yeah.
So that's why then a bunch of them ended up rebelling against Knull.
Right.
And that's how he got encased in what people thought was a planet, but was actually just a bunch of symbiotes.
A lot of symbiotes. And it's quite rare, actually, that you get, in this day and age, a Marvel character who we don't really know much about, who is pretty much brand new.
He is brand new.
Yeah. And we're getting to experience this new character. And so, I'll be honest, that is keeping me invested in the Venom world.
That's funny. That's another point we kind of disagree on, because to me, like, I really want to see what happens with Knull, but my fear is that it's become so mainstream.
Yeah.
It's become so, like, Absolute Carnage was huge, but, like, that only happened really because of Knull.
Yeah.
And because of that implication, how excited people were for it. I hope they don't overdo it. I'm really worried.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
But I'll tell you what does give me hope for the rest of Venom Island is exactly what you said. That was his intention, to actually strip it back.
Yeah.
So because I was worried that they were gonna just it was gonna be boring.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if he has that intention, I think that he's going to make sure that there's enough meat in there, and it's interesting enough that we want more, and that it's fulfilling and it's good. You know, you feel like you had a full meal.
Well, one of the other things, and actually the thing that attracts me most to continue reading this series, is the fact that the other thing that Eddie Brock did at the end of Absolute Carnage was he absorbed the Carnage symbiote back inside of himself. And it seemingly died, and it was totally like read like that way, so Carnage was killed, the symbiote. But it seems that was not the case, and now we've got not only has he got the symbiote personality, he's also got the Venom, but he's also got the Carnage now. So it's like this split personality sort of angle, and I like that. It's good. It's different. It's fresh. We've seen him battle with Venom over the years. You know, whether they agree or disagree on something.
Right.
Now there's another one thrown in there. So how much can his sanity take?
Well, by the end of it, actually, he's no longer connected to either of them.
Right. Of course, in the first issue of Venom Island.
Yeah, in the first issue of Venom Island. So it's interesting because like that's what I love about it. Like there's nothing, like I don't know what happened to Venom. I guess Carnage consumed him, but like, and it's just pure symbiote. They're not actually attached to anything anymore.
Yeah, just running around.
So I wonder what's gonna happen with that. Are they gonna actually like get a body, or are they gonna take something over? Are they gonna? Because there's been runs in the past where they just become something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially with both of them fused together.
So I'm excited to see where this series goes. I'm a fan of Donny Cates, and obviously he's now taken over the Thor comic, which we did a review of, and you can find the link to that video in the description.
He's a really interesting writer.
Yeah, he looks like a cool guy.
Yeah, I love what he did with Venom, because I feel like we haven't explored that. But then what he did with Thor was just
new beginnings.
Amazing, but like Thor is such an explored character.
Yes.
And he still made it fresh. And I was just like, I didn't.
That's it. And in my review, I said, like, what Jason Aaron's did was so incredible. I just thought, well, nobody could beat this. I'm not going to be interested. This is going to be the end of my Thor journey, and Donny Cates has done it again. So
picked up the mantle.
Yeah. I wish we could say the same about the Amazing Spider-Man now that Matt Scott's left, but that book is clinging on to my pull list by a single staple.
It's still not going good?
It's just bad. It's just so bad, but
yeah, so at least Venom is doing good.
Yes.
And this is definitely something you should pick up. Follow this series. I highly recommend it. I mean, off the first issue, and I think from where it's going and what I just heard about what he was talking about it, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
And for me, if I think something's going to go somewhere in the future, I like to get in there early. And I think Venom, although he's just had a big break with this Absolute Carnage story, I think they're clearly rooting for him. The movie's coming out later in the year, so they're only going to keep pushing him. So,
and I think it's in the right hands, more importantly.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, guys, so that was our review of Venom Island. As we said, you should definitely pick it up. What you should also definitely do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so we can keep giving you that geeky content weekly. As for right now, though, I'm Eddie.
I'm Adam.
Keep it geeky.